You may be right. Okay, the singing should not be on the live now. All right, I can see myself. Now it's time for the check on the phone. It says I'm live. I'm going to turn the sound off and see if I can hear myself. The singing should not be on the live now. All right, I can see myself. Now it's time for the check on the phone. It worked. It worked. It worked. It worked. I am live. So, hey there. It's the social work expat, and here I am, one of the final days of Faceless October, and I'm here keeping a promise to myself. This entire month's challenge has really been a way to see if I can keep a promise to myself, which is to show up on screen or streaming or providing content every single day regarding Faceless YouTube channels. And it's almost done, and I have pretty much done it. Why am I looking down this time? All right, I'm going to show you what I am going to work on while I just kind of natter on. I only have the laptop screen, so I don't have like a dual camera situation. I don't even know how to do that. It's a wonder that I can get on stream and get this to work right. So it's progress. I'm calling it progress. Okay, look what I bought. This is a Hot Fix rhinestone setter. Why did I buy it? In 13 days, it would have been 2 weeks yesterday. In 13 days, we have a dance performance in South Augusta. Usually this is a charity event that our dance group does every single year, and usually it is in Augusta. This year, the venue is in South Carolina, actually, so it's closer to me than driving all the way to Augusta. But for my costume, I need rhinestones on, we are doing a shabby, and I need rhinestones on the neckline of the t-shirt, and I'm going to put rhinestones on my hip belt. So I bought a rhinestone setter and I bought rhinestones. What does this have to do with Faceless YouTube? Nothing. Like nothing. It's just that I am keeping a promise to myself, and while I set these rhinestones, I am going to debrief about yesterday's great, fun, informative webinar. So these are some of the rhinestones that came with the rhinestone setter. And these are a variety of sizes and colors. Like these look like they're kind of like blackish, and these are clear. This whole one is empty now because I have been testing out working with the rhinestone setter on my cuff. So far we have rhinestones in a pyramid pattern on here, and then I started putting rhinestones on the top row of my Walmart water cup. And while I talk, I'm going to test out some more and talk about yesterday. So this whole process has really felt a lot like working on a midterm or a final assignment where there's no grade, because I gave myself this challenge, and I'm really glad that I did. Working on the items for yesterday's webinar was fantastic for me, and I'm just pouring these out. I have found that These are not as shiny. I'm looking at these right now, and don't mind the mess. I'm putting them in. This is not a cookie tin. This is a chocolate tin from Christmas, and I'm putting the non-AB rhinestones in here. I'm going to turn the ones that are upside down up with the wax stick that came with it, and start setting some of these rhinestones, just practicing. The t-shirt will come next because it's less than 2 weeks away. So working on Faceless October has been a wonderful opportunity for me to learn a new skill, pretty much self-taught, me and Bard. It's not me and ChatGPT, it's me and Bard. Learning a new skill, which is all of the different aspects needed to set up a Faceless YouTube channel with AI tools, including what the AI tools were and their cost. And Bard and ChatGPT, because I went back to ChatGPT over the weekend. Well, it's Sunday, so really, is it over the weekend or was it just like a day ago? I went back to ChatGPT, and I have to say, they've really made some improvements. And if I had to compare the responses that I get from Bard, which is free, to the responses that I get with ChatGPT 4, there's hardly any comparison. There is definitely a difference in the quality of the responses, even when the prompts are the same, because I keep a separate document with all of my prompts and all of the work that I do for later reference if I want to recreate it in a different AI chatbot. But this whole thing has been like working on, actually, it reminded me, see, I took a rhinestone and I have it in here, and the hot fix is bubbling up. While it bubbles up, I get what I'm going to affix it to, and I stick it right on there, and I hold it so it can affix. When I was a senior in college, I was a nerd of the first order. What a shock. And was a university scholar for UConn. My final project for University Scholars was I made a magazine from start to finish. All of the aspects, the layout, the concept. I did get help with the art because I am art challenged, like visual art challenged. I was art director. I did all of the aspects of it, including the interviews and all of that. This felt like that, this whole process. And I'm glad that I did it. And I feel like the folks who attended yesterday's webinar, which I used Webinar Jam for the webinar, and that was great. Like, I am looking at this through OBS right now, and I will say that Webinar Jam to host a webinar was really, really good. I was able to use the scene cuts very easily. The chat was right there, easy to access, easy to see. If I had used any polls, there was a separate place for the polls, and that was great. Why did I use Webinar Jam? Because they have a 14-day trial for $1. And as the social work expat, I look for resources that are free or low cost first, and then I look for how much is it going to cost for a different product or a more efficient product. For instance, working on the text to video, Pictory, earlier this month in one of my lunchtime live streams, when I used Pictory to go from text to video, super fast in the creation of the content. Now, I used the free version, and so there's a watermark, but I feel like the quality of and the quickness of making the content definitely would be worth paying for moving forward for a faceless YouTube channel. This is not a faceless channel, so it wouldn't be for this channel, but I did make so far 8 other channels, and I can see myself using Pictory or another text to video AI tool to generate the content for those channels. The attendance, I feel like, was really great. The industry standard attendance for like free virtual events is generally like 30% at most. And I was at 50%, and I was very happy about that. I'm trying to pick up this rhinestone. It does not want to be picked up, but it's going to be picked up. Its whole existence, the reason it exists is to be put on something. Okay, let's go to the next one. Let's go to the next one. So I am happy with the outcome of yesterday's webinar and the free resources that I provided, along with the walkthrough of steps 1 and 2 of the 6-step process. I feel like was helpful for folks. If any of the people who were in attendance have questions, or if anybody has questions and they ever want a little bit of help with the walkthrough, I am available and happy to consult with that. My main goal yesterday was to share information and also to get the word out about the fact that we as regular people, I just scooped it up. Since it didn't want to come up the other way, I scooped it up. We as regular people can use these free AI tools to make additional income for ourselves. And that, to me, is a game changer. That can change people's lives. Like, it's been beginning of July, so it's been almost 4 months since I started teaching myself prompt engineering during my lunch times, and AI has already changed my life so much. I don't want to sound like a commercial, but using AI has really, really changed my outlook on so many things, and has given me a focus on something that I didn't have before. And I'm excited, which life was, going along just fine before, but I'm excited about the possibilities, and I am excited to help bring people along on this AI ride, as well as helping other people who are in policy-making positions and people who are making the decisions over our lives every day. Remember that we're here. We're here, and there are real consequences to some of these technological advances on our lives as well. So I almost feel a little bit like the Lorax. I do not speak for the trees. I speak for the people. And somebody needs to do that. I was looking up, because I'm a nerd, just like I said, and I scooped it up. I scooped up the rhinestone, and it's right here in the center, and I'm waiting for the glue to bubble up. But I am waiting for this to get ready. Anyway, I am excited. I've gotten distracted, and I am mainly on right now to keep the promise to myself for Faceless October. Everything went really well yesterday. I am excited about the future of my work with AI and helping other people see that there's a change coming. There's a change coming to us. It has been coming, but since December 2022, we as regular people have access to these AI tools in a way that we've never had before. And the changes that are about to take place in our world and that have taken place are tremendous. Based on some nerdy thing, because now I'm coming back to, I remember what I was going to say. In August of 2023, so this past August, the Pew Research Center reported the results of a survey, and their survey said that only a total of 18% of the US population has used an AI chatbot as of their August report. Back in May, when they had their earlier report, it was only 14%. So even though AI is talked about in the news a lot, very few people have used it yet, based on the survey. Is that correct? I don't know. And that remains to be seen. But our lives are all changing every day, as they always are. But with AI, our lives are changing immensely. I feel like that is enough nattering on for me. Everything went well with yesterday's live stream. I am happy to have used Webinar Jam for the live stream. And would I use it again? Sure would. I do not anticipate doing a lot of webinars, so I don't know if I'm going to keep the subscription. $1 was awesome. Is it worth the price? Yes. Is it a good alternative to Zoom? Which, okay, I know that I work every day with this AI, but I do it through my choice. Zoom is taking everything that we have in our meetings over Zoom, and they're using it to train their own AI bot. I feel like, why are we paying for a service that is then using our information and our conversations and our voices and our likenesses without our express permission? So Webinar Jam does not use our recordings or our videos or live streams to train an AI bot. And I feel like that's really important. So I have a philosophical disagreement with Zoom right now. Does that mean that I'll never use it? Probably not. I can have a philosophical disagreement with Google, but I'm using it and doing exactly what the computer program tells me to, because if I want to get to the end result of having AdSense payments, I need to do what Google has set up. If I want to use Zoom, I'm going to have to do what it has set up. All right, all that rambling's done. I have kept my promise to myself. Hopefully, anyone who watches this in the future will feel like there's some useful information. And I got a few more rhinestones set, which is a fun time. I feel like this is more fun than diamond painting, but what fun. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your Sunday, and I wish you all good things. Take care. See you next time.